Hello everybody, Iain Robson here, welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2. Alright, today we are rocking the Peterbilt once again. I love this truck, I can't get over it. And today we're hauling an excavator, and we're going from Strasbourg to Luxembourg, I believe. So let's go ahead and get started. Our parking brakes on. Start up the engine here. And we'll start in a low gear, because I think this might be... Nope, it's not that heavy. I wasn't sure how heavy it actually was. Apparently it's not that heavy, for this truck at least. Oh well. I was playing a little bit, I was doing some quick jobs in the freight market. And it's very different from this truck. I'm used to this truck, because this is when I drive primarily, like basically all the time. And what happened is, I was... Ooh, the hill. There we go. What happened was I was using some of the other trucks that I don't normally use, and I got to experience what it's like to have a slightly underpowered truck. Well, it's not that much fun. Let's bring up the mirror again so I can see what's going on back there. Yeah, not that much fun. Very strange actually, because what happens is the front end of the truck lifts up a little bit, especially with some of the smaller trucks. That only have the single axle and don't have very much weight in the front like this one does. Oh, it was so strange. But I was trying to get an achievement. It's a... I still have... there's so many achievements in this game I still haven't got, and I think I might try to do a couple of them just for fun, really. Anyways, the achievement was you had to do 5 consecutive jobs, parking the trailer yourself and without getting any damage on the trailer at all. Now that sounds pretty easy to do, and generally it is pretty easy to do, except when you have to deal with the AI traffic, and that's usually where the problem arises. It's not necessarily from your driving all the time, it's where, like, where do you think the AI is going to go? That's often the part where it's like, what are they going to do versus what I want to do, sort of thing. So often that's the problem you run into here. Alright, so our turn's up on the right here. Take a nice wide turn. There's no one else in this road, so we can take it as wide as we like. And looks like there's no one coming that way. And yeah, nice. It's funny, I've been watching every now and then, every time I see a truck, I always look to see, you know, how they turn. And a lot of trucks actually take like really, like significantly wider turns than you would expect, actually. Like, for example, often you'll see a truck go into the other lane like I just did there, and drive like around a corner, because that's the only way they can do it without, you know, running into things, actually. So it's kind of interesting to see how it all works out. And I don't know, it's one of those things that because I'm not a trucker, I'm always curious about, you know, seeing how other truckers actually do it and whatnot, versus the way it's supposed to be done and whatnot. So that's the reason why I tend to ask a lot of questions about, you know, what's the official ruling on, you know, X, Y, or Z sort of thing. So that's why I often ask. Yes, this is a maximum of 70 with this. Can understand why though. Whoop, stay in your lane, Iain. That thing looks awesome though. That's a really nice looking digger. Or I should say excavator, I apologize. My nephew would probably say, Iain, it's an Uncle Iain, it's an excavator, not a digger. That kid knows more about heavy equipment than I do. It's ridiculous. He also lives on a farm, so that probably helps a little bit. Alright, 50 kilometers an hour. Whoa. That was unexpected. Alright. Take a nice wide turn. Yeah, so you often see truckers do what I just did there and go into the other lane. Bus drivers will do it too, depending on how sharp the turn is. It's kind of scary actually sometimes, because you see, like, if you're not looking out for it, you can often see like a truck do it, and you're like, oh shoot, I better move out of the way. So it's one of those odd things that if you don't pay attention to, you just won't realize. But like, can you imagine seeing something like this rolling through your town? Man, actually, interesting enough, I don't need to turn there. Interesting enough, I actually saw a Peterbilt very similar. I don't think it was a 389. I think it was a 379. I'm not certain. I posted a picture of it in the Google Plus community, and it was a black Peterbilt, and it had the up there, right below the radio, it had like the visor there, and it was like all like matte, well, not matte black, but it looked like it was matte black almost, and it had a lowboy on the back carrying an excavator like this. Oh man, that thing looks so sick. Yeah, I was just walking to work basically, and I was like, oh my goodness, look at that thing. So I actually stopped and take a picture of it. The guys were probably like, what the heck is that guy doing? I've done it a couple times with nice looking trucks, but I've seen some really nice Peterbilts. And I don't know, like in comparison to like other trucks, Peterbilts just seem to have more character to me for some reason. I don't know why. Not the new ones more per se, but more the older ones, like this one for example. Because the newer ones are a little bit more streamlined and not as blocky. So they're nice. I'm sure they're nice to drive, but they don't look like, you know, mean, so to speak, like in comparison to this one. So no passing, I can handle that. But it was a really, really nice looking truck. It was really cool. Interestingly enough, I don't know what it is, but I've seen a couple trucks with like a huge lever, like right in the middle. Like it comes up like over people, like when they're sitting down, it's like close to people's head almost. I think it might be the retarder, or it might be the engine brake. I don't know what exactly it is, but it's a huge lever, and you'll see like I've seen a few drivers like, you know, with it like beside their head almost. And that's how tall the lever is. I don't exactly know what it is. So if you've driven an old Peterbilt and if you know what I'm talking about, it's usually like in the middle, right here in the center console. I don't think it's a shifter, because it would be a lot shorter, I suppose. But maybe it is a shifter, like an old school one. So if you know what it is, let me know in the comments, because I have no idea. Alright, here's our turn coming up here. Very nice. I should really look at the achievements in Euro Truck and see if I can accomplish some of them, because some of them are actually kind of difficult. Not necessarily for a normal driver, but for someone of my driving caliber. Alright, is there anybody there? Good. There's not. Ugh. Toll booths. Can we drive through these ones? Yes? No. It does look like we could for a second there. That was being a little too hopeful. There we go. But yeah, I'd be curious, let me know. Yeah, but it was interesting to see some of the other trucks. There's so many other trucks in this game I haven't played or I haven't driven. Like the last one of the videos I made previously was like I think I called it like rolling into bends, and that was the first time I actually had driven that truck. Just because I prefer driving these trucks, which is why I'm sure you are, just like I am, excited for American Truck Simulator. And they actually have released some more information about that. I was looking at the news page that they put up on Euro Truck here, and they actually had some demonstrations, not demonstrations, but pictures, I will call them, of parking. And what it seems like they were saying in the information was there's different levels of parking difficulty, which we knew about, but probably should shift. But there's also like if they select a parking difficulty that's too difficult for you, it seemed like you could choose a different one, which is kind of neat. One sec, coffee break. Oh, so good. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. Like, I knew about the various parking capabilities, but I didn't realize you could choose other ones. At least that's what it made it sound like, at least. So it would be really interesting to see if that is indeed the possibility. I'm going to stick to 90 kilometers. I think it's actually faster than that. Oh, toll booths every time. This is why I don't drive in France. If I can help it. Engine brake. Every time. Just a little bit too much. It's because I have a long nose on this truck, so I always tend to brake earlier than I need to. Oh well. So far, I still haven't found a truck that I prefer over this one, honestly. The Kenworth was okay. The Mack was alright. But this one, I don't know. It's got something about it that the other ones don't. I think this is a slow area still. I don't know. One thing I don't like about the little screen right there is the steering wheel tends to block it depending on how you sit. Like if I had track IR, for example, then it wouldn't be so bad because I just kind of move my head to the right and look. But I don't. Another expensive toy, unfortunately. Like so many other things. But yeah, it's kind of curious. So like they actually showed like in the news, they actually showed a diagram of how to park, which was kind of interesting. Let's change lanes here. Get out of the way of this truck. They actually showed a diagram of like how to park because I guess there are some difficulties in parking, or like, because it's like when you park like a truck like this versus like a European style truck, it's very different as far as I understand. I have never parked one in real life in either case, but I know it is different for these style of trucks. Who was saying? But someone was saying that you should park like with a J, I think is what they were saying, if memory serves. I think that's what it was. Use like a J pattern to park, which is one way to do it, I suppose. I think that's what they were saying, at least. It's been a while now. But yeah, it's kind of interesting because I think everyone has a slightly different way of parking. Just like we do in real life in the game, I guess. So, I don't know. I'm not a very good parker in this game, but I should really practice at it. Maybe I should pick up like a Scania truck driving, not Scania truck driving simulator. What is it? No, it is that one, I think. Where it's like you practice using like your skills and parking and like maneuvering and whatnot. Oh, they are coming in here. Let's move lanes here. There we go. But yeah, that would be an interesting game to try, actually. I don't think I would enjoy it, to be honest with you. I think I would just get... I remember watching Dirt Hebbers play that game, and then just watching him play, it was like, I think I would be... I think, like, I have the patience to do it. I'm just like, it would be more of a question of, with the willpower to do it. I'm like, do you really want to do this? Like, that would be the question for me, at least. It's not necessarily, could you? It's just like, do you really want to sit down and spend, X number of minutes / hours trying to do this? And the answer is no, not really. Which is why I haven't done something like that. Well. But the number of times I've parked in this game, you'd think I'd be good at it. But still work in progress. I think it's because I drive American trucks, and the parking is all designed, the parking is all designed for European trucks, so that tends to make it slightly more difficult. 90 kilometers an hour? Okay, I can live with that. And I think that's the reason why I have that, it makes my life a little bit more difficult. Luxembourg, however you want to say that. But yeah, that's what do I run to. But yeah, they actually showed a couple diagrams in the news, and they talked about a couple other things. It looks like it's in beta testing right now, which is very exciting. I'm excited to see what the game looks like in the end. I don't know when it's coming out. I have no idea. I can only assume it's. I don't know if it comes out this year. I suppose they're gonna do a Christmas release like most people would do. That is usually the case in this context. So, but maybe they won't. Maybe they won't. It's SCS, so they tend to have their own agenda for things. So they are going to release it when it's ready. They're not going to push it out for Christmas, which is good. But if it's in beta, not alpha testing, it means it's pretty close to being ready. At least that's as far as I understand the testing processes, because you have, like, of course, beta and alpha and all that. Alpha is like primary testing, and then beta is after that. So it'll be curious to see when it actually does come out. I don't know. I haven't heard any dates, and of course, let's move this guy out of the way because he's going to smash into me if I don't move out of his way. And of course, if you see anybody saying, buy the pre-order here or something like that, don't. Not unless this comes from SES itself. I wouldn't purchase anything. Where are these trucks going? Oh, they're good. Yeah, I wouldn't purchase anything if it doesn't come directly from SES or maybe Steam even. Don't do it from Amazon either, because in Amazon you're likely to get. It's possible you'll get. I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for? Swindled, I suppose. It's possible it could happen if you're not careful. So just be careful. I know Squirrel tweeted something the other day about. Here's our turn up here. No one's coming. Good. Squirrel tweeted something the other day about somebody that was trying to scam people on. I got to hit a bit more than that. There we go. All right. Oh, you're gonna let me go. Thanks, buddy. It's a first. There we go. Yeah, so he tweeted something out the other day about people getting swindled. I don't know why that word's coming to mind right now. Scammed or swindled, basically. So it's unfortunate, but what's what happens sometimes. Like when people are really looking forward to a new game, sometimes they try to jump the gun, but I wouldn't. I know you can pre-order the new Farm Sim DLC, for example, from Farm Sim main website. And you can buy it on Steam. You can pre-order it on Steam already, too. Oh, here's our turn up here. Oh, look at that. Got a green light. And he's turning left, too. Excellent. Make this turn nice. It's funny, often you see truckers do what I just did there and skip... downshift. Often you see truckers skip a lane like that. People do that in real life all the time in a car. And that's actually pretty dangerous in a car. Because people don't assume you're going to do that. We're turning right. So, interesting things you learn when you're driving in real life. Alright, time for a coffee break right there. Actually, if anybody's ever seen the movie Shoot 'Em Up, great movie, fantastic soundtrack. That has to be one of the best action movie / soundtracks ever. Honestly. But in Shoot 'Em Up, the movie, there's a segment in that movie where, oh, you're gonna wait for me? That's awesome. Thanks, buddy. There's a segment in that movie where Clive Owen is talking about. He doesn't talk. He doesn't say anything really. It's just a guy in a room, and he's sipping his coffee, and he's like sipping his coffee, going, ah. And then Clive Owen gets like really annoyed in that movie. Do I want to skip the parking? Well, we'll give it a go. If we make a whole crazy mess of it, we'll always stop. This is what we run into when you have a big long truck like this. Let's see. Let's see if we can't do it. No, we're gonna have to straighten out again. There's no way that's gonna. Don't mind me, traffic. You see this sometimes, depending where the drop-off spot is. You might see a truck do that from time to time. Not often, mind you, but I don't know. I think it really depends on the spot itself. Like, I see a lot of... there's a post office. Some of the main post office depots will have that sometimes. Why on earth would a UPS need an excavator? Like, seriously. Alright, this should be the last time I need to adjust. One can only hope, at least. Alright. What does the survey say? We're in the zone. We're in the zone. There we go. Parking brake. Unload. Nice. Excellent. That's probably my first excellent I've ever gotten for that long. That's awesome. Oh yeah. Don't know what made me go so cautious there. Take a quick little snapshot here. Yes. Love that Peterbilt. Perfect. Alright folks, that'll be it for me for today. My name's Iain Robson. This has been an episode of Euro Truck Simulator 2, rocking the Peterbilt. We were transporting an excavator today, which is always fun, and a very clean journey, surprisingly. No big difficulties, which is always interesting. So anyways, if you enjoyed yourself, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Catch you guys later.